Hello my beauties, welcome to my channel. In today's video I am going to do this smoky sultry look using this lovely little wee palm size palette from KKW Beauty, the Glam Bible palette. I have had it for a few weeks now, but this is the first time of me using this palette. I am really quite happy with how this eyeshadow look turned out. The KKW Beauty eyeshadow palettes that I have, I really enjoy. I love the pigmentation in them. They are smooth shadows, they blend beautifully, and I have had personally no issues at all with shipping here to New Zealand. They do take about 2.5 weeks, but that's quite normal with any makeup brand that I get shipped here to New Zealand, and that's even with me using my US shipping address as well. Sometimes that takes longer by the time the company ships to my US shipping address and then it gets forwarded on to me. So I don't find their shipping has had any problems with me. I've had no issues and I've received everything in quite a timely manner considering it's international, and I have always got my product in tip-top condition. I have enjoyed every item that I have purchased from KKW, and this is no exception. I love the size of this palette. If you wanted just a very easy travel size palette, I think this is awesome. You have got some paler colours here that would be perfect for creating a neutral everyday look. Then of course you have these va-va-voom, more sultry deep colours to create something similar to what I'm wearing today. So you could definitely use this as a travel palette. I think it errs more on the cool side rather than warm, so cool neutral, more to cool, and if that interests you, you may really enjoy this palette. So without further ado, this is quite a chatty video. I just share a little bit with what's been going on with me personally, but if you would like to see how I have achieved this smoky sultry eyeshadow look, please keep watching. So we're going to use the Glam Bible palette from KKW Beauty. I am going to conceal my eyes with the Tarte Shape Tape. I have to say that this has probably been the hardest video I have ever tried to film, as I'm really not in the mood today and I have really had to dig deep to find the mojo to sit in front of the camera and film a makeup tutorial. I have been having a little bit of a rough time the last couple of weeks, and sometimes I really find it hard digging myself out of the hole at times. Okay, so that's just the Tarte Shape Tape on my lid, and I'm going to set it with the cream colour in here. Well, it's quite a pale white cream colour, and I will take the Morphe R37 brush to do that. I occasionally get myself into quite a funk, and when I'm in those moods, sometimes the first thing I will do is attack myself in different ways, and my hair being one of them, and I have chopped all my hair off. That was probably the first sign I wasn't in the best of head spaces. It's been super busy at work, but I work with a great team of people and things are settling down a wee bit and I'm getting on top of things again. I do work with a really good crew. we've had some major changes recently. Okay, so next colour I'm going to go in with is this lovely little pinky brown colour. Probably not unsimilar, or probably not dissimilar to soft brown, the MAC soft brown that used to be quite popular many years ago, especially with anyone who used to watch Jaclyn Hill in the early days. And I'm just going to use that in my transition. So I've also had a bit of trouble getting used to my new hair and sort of accepting I can do lots of different things, and I'm just getting used to playing with it a little bit at the moment. So I'm just blending this little colour. I don't know why sometimes I get in such a terrible headspace. I have been diagnosed a few years ago with post-traumatic stress disorder from quite a violent childhood, and it took me till I was 50 to seek help with some of my behaviours and things like that, and I spent 2 years getting that help, and it was the best thing ever to understand myself and where I'm coming from. It's just that occasionally, like now, sometimes I hit that spot before I realise and become aware, and then it takes a bit of work to get myself out of that hump. I'm very lucky I have a very good supportive family. I do feel bad sometimes when I feel like my sadness or my blue mood rubs off on them, and it just adds to what's going on, because you feel guilty that you're doing that to your loved ones. And I have had other issues going on that have just made me worry more, that are not personal but somebody else that I'm really concerned about, so that doesn't help. So just blending that colour, and actually it's a beautiful soft pinky brown colour, and just blending that in that transition phase of the eye. And I'm going to go in with this dark brown here. I'm going to try and create like a halo smoky eye today. So I'm going to go in with my Makeup Geek Outer V brush. Also, that hasn't helped, and it contributes to sometimes impacting the mood I'm in, is a few years ago now, I had a really nasty ice skating accident for my daughter's birthday, and I don't ice skate, and it was my first attempt, and I spent a couple of rounds around the ice rink holding on to the bars and holding on for grim death, and then decided, oh, I can have a go at this, and I tried to have a go at it, and my feet just went out from underneath me, and the first part of my body to hit the ice was the back of my head, and I ended up with quite a nasty head injury that took about 2 years for me to come right. But how that affected me was I got vertigo very bad. I would just, the ground would come out from underneath me, and I'd have to hold on to something to get my balance. I think I'd be sort of walking down the hallway heading straight, but I was veering off to the left. And the whole vertigo thing was really quite hard to deal with, because it just made me feel really nauseous and unwell. Well, to this day, and I've noticed it in the last couple of days, when I get overtired or exhausted, I get those symptoms back again, and so I can't tip my head back, and I don't want to do it now. I can't tip my head back because I just get all woozy and mushy, and when I lay down at night, when my head hits the pillow, it feels like my brain does a somersault inside the skull, and I find that really quite difficult to get over, and it's just a matter of lots of sleep and lots of rest to try and minimize how long that may affect me. So what I'm doing with this colour here is just doing the outer, going straight out from the line of my under eye. This will probably be one of the worst videos I ever do, because I've really had to put effort into setting up today. And then I've done the tip of my nose. See what I mean? See what I mean? And then I'm just going in the inner corner and blending slightly into the middle of my eye, just to deepen that, like so. And I'm not going to connect it right yet until I see how the look sort of starts forming. Actually, it's a really nice colour. It's actually like a purpley dark brown. I quite like that. So yes, I've been battling with that this weekend, as well as trying to catch up on my sleep, and because I tend to worry, so that's why I don't get a bit of sleep and just get super exhausted. And I think it's more a mental thing than a physical thing as far as the exhaustion goes, and it's I'm really struggling at the minute. And the last thing I felt like doing today was putting on a face of makeup, because when I'm in a funk I don't feel attractive, I don't feel like making the effort, and so it was I was nearly tempted not to do one and just skip a film altogether this week, but I think a lot of you would have noticed that I have cut back anyway on my filming, and I'm no longer doing 2 films a week at the moment. I'm only doing 1, because I had, into the lead up of this, decided that I was missing out on my family and missing out on some free time, and spending 20 to 30 hours a week filming and editing and all the other things that go with doing YouTube videos. I just needed to pare back a little bit and have more time with my family, to spend more time going for beautiful walks along the seafront that we have here, and just taking more advantage of the things that I need to be more grateful and thankful for in life, and not busting my gut going to work all day and spending all my spare time filming and editing. I have met some amazing, wonderful women through my YouTube channel, and it's why I started the channel, was to connect with other women in my age group who loved skincare and beauty as much as I do. And oh my gosh, they are the most beautiful souled, uplifting, wonderful woman that I could ever have asked to be connected with, and I will continue my YouTube channel to stay in touch and to meet more fabulous people like that. I just need to be mindful of balance in my life, and try and have it all really. So try to have my YouTube channel as well as working, and try and find some balance outside of that all as well. Now I'm just taking that very lightly to join those two darker shades. I'm going to go back in with my first blending brush and the pinky brown colour to just blend that together. And then the fun shade that I really want to tuck into, I'll take a flat shading brush. I'm going to take the Sephora Pro Shadow Brush number 14, and I want to try this beautiful shimmery green shade. Oh my lord, I really enjoy these shades in the KKW Beauty eyeshadow palettes. They really are so pigmented and stunning, and that's just gorgeous. Stunning. So now I'm going to go in with the black and just deepen up the outer just a tiny bit, and the inner. And I'm not being too careful because I'm just going to blend it away. And I'm going to take a smaller blending brush. I'm going to take the Sonia G Crease Pro brush and just blend that deepness. In the inner and outer portion of the eye. I'm going to go back in with my Makeup Geek Outer V brush and take the brown shade and just run that under my eye, blending it out to the outer shading of the top lid. So I do apologise if the energy is a little bit off today, but I just did want to explain that sometimes life doesn't tick along how we would like every day, and that we do hit little road bumps, and sometimes when I hit a road bump it just turns into a big sinkhole in the road, and I really do struggle sometimes to pick myself up and soldier on. I get there, but it sometimes can be, you know, a couple of weeks before, and it takes a bit of self-nurture to get back on track again. I really envy these people who are bubbly and effervescent and full of vitality all the time. I really envy them. I don't get in these funks very often, but when I do, they are quite hard. Funnily enough, the next job I'm going to be doing after this is doing my groceries, and a Kim Kardashian smoky eye is is a little bit different. So I've just taken the pinky shade here, and I like to blend the top of my eye. I do like these colours. They're a bit cooler than what I gravitate to, but I think they look quite nice on my brown eyes. I'm going to take my NARS Via Veneto eyeliner and tightline the upper lash line. I'm going to add a little bit of mascara and some lashes. Now the lashes I'm going to use, I actually got from what we call here the $2 shop, and these were only $2, and I think you have similar stores in the US, like your dollar stores and things like that, but I didn't think they looked too bad for $2, so I'm going to try them today. Okay, so that's the finished look with my $2 shop eyelashes, which I don't think they look too bad. My camera may be on a wee bit of a tilt because whilst I was fixing my eyelashes, my camera decided to do a bit of a dive on the tripod, so hopefully it's back on angle a little bit. So that is the look using the KKW Glam Bible eyeshadow palette, and I really like the green shimmer shade in here. It is actually quite a pretty colour, and I'm sure if I was to wet this colour down with some Fix Plus on my brush I could get even more intensity and more shimmer, but I am very happy with that look today. So maybe digging deep and sitting down and filming an eyeshadow tutorial wasn't such a bad idea. I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I thank you for taking the time and watching my videos. I truly appreciate you all. I hope you've all had a beautiful and a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. See you later, guys. Bye.